Well, I don't know what you're talking about, so... No, I
The thing
didn't.
that you turn off every time before we play a game. That doesn't let us watch anything.
Oh, the HDCP. Gotcha.
Whatever that is.
I do have it off.
Okay.
Way ahead of you.
Hey guys, we are back for some more Phoenix Wright. And can they hear me?
Ow!
Are you okay?
Yep.
What was that?
He hit his elbow on the bar.
It's not how it works, Sean.
Yeah, last time we finished our investigation for now. And we had to deal today with Franziska von Karma again. God, that lady's annoying. God, that woman is annoying.
There.
Like, she's scary even when we defeat her. She's scary even when we defeat her.
Right.
She knocked us out last time.
Yeah.
Like, holy hoozy, lady, what is your deal? I know your dad was a dick, but come on. But yeah, anyway. So we're gonna get started, but I apologize if I get, like, sound a little cranky or tired, because I just woke up and I'm not in the best mood today. But hopefully that'll change soon. I honestly just need to wake up. Okay, so take it away, Sheldon. Now we just have to figure out who that guy in the back is. It's the guy with the weird goggles that look like Lysander's goggles.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen Lysander. I know who he is, and I know the goggles that they wear. It's weird.
December 29th, 9:43 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 5. Good morning, Max.
Max?
Milk.
What?
If I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage, I just can't function, sweetie.
Stage? Don't worry. There won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down.
I guess.
Nick? Max is really nervous.
That's understandable. Hey, my sweeties. What? You don't think I should fly, do you? Huh? You know, you've got to make a good first impression. When I enter the room, maybe I should fly in and warm up the crowd a little. No. We can't be having you flying around the courtroom. It just wouldn't be right. Imagine if you hit someone.
Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay.
Oh, sweetie. What is it this time, Max? Why don't you try flying into the courtroom? I can see it now, the dashing young lawyer flying fabulously in from above. One glimpse of that, and everyone in the room will be on your side.
Max, really. No one needs to fly today. Nick, what's with that look in your eyes?
I like the sound of that. Dashing young lawyer flying fabulously.
Oh, God.
December 29th, 10 a.m. District Court, Courtroom Number 2. And now the case of one... What?
Oh, right. I have to do the voice for her. Okay. Your Honor, get on with it.
Oh, sorry. I just realized that the defendant's name is Billy Bob Johns. So, well, isn't the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactica?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor, he does often go by that name.
You know, my grandchild is a huge fan of his. I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we call the defendant Maximilian Galactica. It sounds more friendly.
I wonder if that is to our advantage.
Miss Von Karma, your opening statement, if you please.
I hope you didn't bother thinking you'd win this one, Mr. Phoenix, right? I beat you last time.
Huh?
That spirit channeling trial for the sham. No, it was not. Maya is like our best friend, and I saved her again. I always save her. We always save her. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy.
Yep.
It did not count. Do you hear me?
She must still be upset about what happened last time.
Grudge me much?
Right?
You have no chance. Zero. Zilch. Nada. I'm not losing this case. Why, you ask? Because it is not in nature of a Von Karma to lose anything. 1, your father already did. 2, you lost last time.
She's basically saying, I've never lost a case. Because that last case doesn't count. That was a farce. Doesn't count.
I guess being born with the name Von Karma is a free path to be arrogant and annoying. Thank you, Maya. Thank you. Could have said it better myself. Watch and learn, Mr. Phoenix, Wright. Do you have to say the full name? So I can't just be like Edward and be like Wright.
Right.
I'll show you the textbook procedure for proving how absolutely guilty you are.
Me? Guilty? What are you talking about?
It will be my ultimate revenge. But it's not like it'll bring her dad back. There. Opening statement complete. That was your opening statement? Okay. Now, let's hurry and wrap up this waste of time.
Very well. You may call your first witness, Miss Von Karma.
Detective Dick Gumshoe, get up here. Get up there. Now. Sorry to keep you from work, as I'm sure you need it. Every penny you can earn, Detective.
Don't mention it. There's no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this.
Very well. I would like you to begin by shedding. Why did I add an R?
I don't know.
Shedding light on the events in my question.
At your service, sir. All right, Detective. You may proceed with your testimony.
Details of the events.
The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. All the circus performers were gathered in the big top to practice their routines. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m. The victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. The cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebrae in his neck. I see. He was beaten to death. Here's the autopsy report for the victim. The court accepts this into evidence.
Autopsy report added to the court record.
A blunt object.
Alright. So remember our clues that we've got. We've got the attorney's badge. We've got the Magatama. We've got the crime photo. That's that.
Yeah.
We've got the silk hat that's made to order. It's a symbol of Max's fabulousness, and it was found at the crime scene. The Ringmaster's papers that show that Max got a raise a week ago. A promo poster with Max's 3 famous symbols. A broken bottle, a broken orange juice bottle that was found broken on the cafeteria floor. A map of the Berry Big Circus. Money the monkey, a monkey who takes care of Acro, habitually gathers all sorts of shiny objects.
I thought it was the other way around.
What, the Acro took care of Money? Nope.
Who is Acro?
Ring, a cheap ring with an eerie sparkle. From T to R is engraved on it. And Russell's autopsy report. Time of death, 10:15 p.m. Cause, blunt force trauma to the back of the head.
Very well. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
The night of the crime, snow was falling till 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out.
Let me ask you about the snow.
It was nearly a blizzard up until the time of the crime.
Did it pile up?
It wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about 1.5 inches was on the ground. The snow froze in place and stayed on the ground until the next day.
The snow. Let me see. There's got to be more to this.
What's the matter, Nick?
I need to take a look at the court record.
Mr. Gumshoe, what were the members of the circus doing on the night of the crime? All the circus performers were gathered in the big top to practice their routines.
When you say all of the circus performers, who do you mean?
Everyone but the dancers and staff were there. Regina the animal tamer, Mo the clown, Ben the ventriloquist, and of course the defendant Maximilian Galactica and his victim the ringmaster. Oh, almost forgot. Regent the tiger was there as well.
Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey?
When I was investigating yesterday, he happened to snatch my wristwatch. Detective, you're welcome to file a police report after these proceedings.
Remember we said we found a cheap watch?
Oh, yeah.
The practice session broke up around 10 p.m.
After the practice was over, where did everyone head off to?
Regina was playing with Regent, while Mo went back to his room tired from work. Ben the ventriloquist went to the front gate absorbed in his own world. The ringmaster and Max went off to the ringmaster's room to talk privately. Talk privately, huh? That's awfully suspicious. You wouldn't happen to know what they were talking about, would you? Seems they were negotiating Max's salary.
Actually, Max was asking for Regina's hand in marriage.
The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m.
I'd like you to be a bit more specific about the events at 10:15 p.m.
Okay, not a problem, pal. We got a witness that told us how the whole thing went down. Ow!
This is totally meaningless. Time to move on.
Alright. We'll just have to revisit that testimony later.
Yes?
Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling us how the victim met his end? The victim was found bent over a wooden box dead as a doornail.
A wooden box?
That's right. The victim must have been carrying the wooden box when he was killed. Carrying the box, huh? It was a rather strange wooden box, Your Honor. What do you mean? Well, it was much heavier than it looked, not to mention it was locked. Locked, you say?
The victim was hunched over this 20-pound box. It boasts a small but strong lock. This may be my only chance, so I might as well ask some questions. About the wooden box, about the lock, or about what's inside the box?
What do you think?
I don't know. I'd like to know about all three.
That's what we can save and just check. Saving is an option, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we could just ask about all three.
That's true. This wooden box, you figure it weighs about 20 pounds, right?
Sounds about right. The whole thing is lined with iron.
Iron plating? Why do you think it's lined with iron?
I figured they just did it to make the box heavier. Ouch!
I think we can all do without your guesses, Detective. Stick to what little you actually know.
Sorry. Suffice it to say, the box is really heavy.
Much better. You may continue on, Detective.
The cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebrae in his neck.
According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct?
You done your homework, pal.
And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you?
The police are searching for it as we speak.
My theory is that it's something the perpetrator ran off with. You would think so, especially since you didn't find it at the scene. No, no, no. I bet he made it disappear with magic.
There wasn't much that we could go after Gumshoe with this time.
He gave us the facts as he saw them, but there's got to be more to this.
I didn't see anything. But that's why you're the lawyer and I'm the medium.
Alright, so what contradiction is there? So, snow was falling until 9:40. Everyone was in the big top. They broke up around 10 p.m. Murder took place in the plaza at 10:15. The victim was bent over a wooden box.
Wait, we could have just checked the others.
What?
Could have checked the others. The other questions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, about the wooden box.
Alright, tell us about the lock. You said the box was locked. How exactly was it locked?
Well, it had quite a sturdy lock on it. It took quite a bit to open that bad boy up.
So when you found the box, it was locked, correct?
Yes, it was. Some of the forensics team took it back to the precinct to crack it open. I see. Continued Detective Gumshoe.
Okay.
Okay, so he did open it. Now I'm curious to see what's inside.
Right, what was inside? Do you mind telling us what was inside that box?
Well, when we found the box, it was locked tighter than Fort Knox. So we took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that was inside was this little bottle. Bottle? What is that, Detective? Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle.
What's inside the bottle?
It's filled with pepper. Pepper? Why in the world was it locked in that big box?
There was only one little bottle in that huge box.
I wonder if that had some sort of special meaning.
Small seasoning bottle. Found inside the wooden box the victim was hunched over. It contains pepper.
Well, I think we have a good feel for the details of the event now.
That's what we had to do, is we had to find out all the
Okay.
info. I guess that's all we're going to get out of Gumshoe in this case.
You mean all we're gonna get out of him is that little bottle of pepper? Now that we have wrapped up with the detective, I'd like to call my next witness.
I'm not even off the stand yet.
Obviously, but that's due to you being slow and unable to take a hint.
I don't know, but wrapped up has such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy, pal. Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Miss Von Karma, call your next witness.
I would like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand.
She must be talking about Ben the ventriloquist.
I wonder if Trillo will show up on the stand as well.
I wonder if I can remember the voice for Trillo.
Please state your names and occupations. For the record, I said plural.
My full name is Triloquist. I am employed as an operatic tenor.
Excuse me. The witness called to the stand was one Mr. Benjamin Woodman, ventriloquist.
That robe must be cutting off your circulation. I said that I was a singer. Maybe you don't believe me. Fine, I'll grace you with a song.
Please don't, Trillo.
Me.
Oh, Sora's here.
Sora! She's just in time for the world's annoying puppet.
He came in and the first thing he said was, "Stupid puppet."
The world of the law, exciting and daring, guilt or innocence, decided by a judge dressed up like a woman. Well, what do you think?
Okay. They had a good rhythm.
It's just the lyrics. They leave something to be desired, so to speak. Trillo, you know better than to insult a judge.
Shut up, just look at your nose. You would think you'd have the sense to fix it. So ugly I want to punch you in the face on the off chance swelling would help. You know that your nose is the reason that you'll never be an A-list star.
Why did I just get major deja vu?
What?
I just got major deja vu.
What do you mean?
Exactly what I said.
Yeah, from what?
From what he just said. Did he say that earlier?
I don't think so. Celebrities must really enjoy saying everything that flashes into their minds.
What's going on here? Order! Order! I demand to know who the witness is.
Don't worry about me, sir. I'll let Trillo handle this. Oh yeah, sorry, you had dinner. What'd you have for dinner? Was it a taco ring? Probably wasn't a taco ring. I want a taco ring.
I'm not worried about you one bit. I'm worried about getting testimony in my court. Ouch!
You won't get anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Now, let's proceed.
What you witnessed.
Once practice was over, I left the tent with the clown. Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went back to the plaza's entrance. That's when I saw Max, heading towards the scene of the crime. He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? Then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away.
Very
Seafood
vague.
pasta. Ooh, like shrimp scampi? Ooh, yum.
What do you have?
He had seafood pasta.
Odd, because I love pasta, but I hate seafood. I absolutely hate it. If you saw Maximilian Galactica heading toward the scene, you're sure of that?
Without a doubt, he had on his silk hat, cloak, and the dumb white roses on his chest. How can you mistake someone with that crazy get-up and his nose stuck up so high?
That's enough. I think we all get the picture. Just one thing. You said you ditched the clown.
That's right, dress boy.
Well, since you weren't with him, couldn't that mean the clown committed the crime?
He's got a point.
What a shame. It was a nice theory. But the clown can't be the culprit.
Why's that?
Here's absolute proof.
So Cat?
This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant. She could have just stolen it
Right?
easily. Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was the murderer, there would be no reason for this hat to be at the scene. Unless he was trying to frame him.
Right?
Hello.
Well done, Miss Von Karma. Your prosecutorial skills are unrivaled. Well done.
There's a word for you.
I don't even know if that's a word.
Neither do I.
Curtsy.
Thank you. What did she say?
It's right there.
So, thank you for stating the obvious. Obvious. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what do you have to say?
Oh, what kind of seafood was it, Sora? Okay. I guess she's the boss again today. What you witnessed.
Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge. I mean clown.
The clown. You talking about Mo?
Of course I'm talking about that old fart. He's so pathetic I can't stand him. Just a little bit of exercise and his makeup is running all over the place. Once practice was over, he was 9/10 of the way to keeling over for good.
Poor guy.
We didn't have any choice, so Ben took him back to his room. When it comes to being a first-place loser, that guy's ahead of the pack.
Then what happened?
Salmon, shrimp, and tomato. Salmon and shrimp? Fish and shrimp. Wow. Yeah, I know you don't like seafood. You like lobster, though, I think. No?
That I used to like seafood and then I kind of grew out of it. Then the only seafood I ever liked was shrimp. But then I grew out of that. When all this happened.
Right. Well, I think it sounds good. And healthy. Tomato. That makes it instantly healthy, right? If you got tomato in your meal? If you got tomato in your food, that makes it healthy, right?
Does it?
Yeah, totally. I mean, tomatoes are healthy, right?
They're fruit,
Yeah.
technically.
So if you eat them, then it's healthy food, right? So if you put tomatoes in your food, it makes it healthy.
If you're trying to make a joke here, I don't get it.
The joke is that putting tomatoes in your food doesn't make it healthy. Like if you got a giant friggin' cheeseburger and put a slice of tomato on top, that doesn't make it healthy. Why the Plaza's entrance?
To do some thinking, of course.
It was awfully cold out that night, especially with all the snow around. Wouldn't thinking in your nice warm lodging house have been a better idea?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, I think you should leave the thinking to the witness.
But I'm a good thunker. At least my teachers always said I was.
That's when I saw Max, heading towards the scene of the crime.
Are you sure it was really Max Galactica?
Of course I'm sure. How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby three-piece getup?
Snobby three-piece getup.
Get the wax out of your ears. Lawyers nowadays. You're like talking to a brick wall. Max's three-piece getup. Jeez, could you be any more dense? All together now.
Silk hat, cloak, white roses.
Thank you.
Nick, I think you should put a little bit more effort into preparing your questions.
He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer?
You saw Max and only Max, right, Trillo?
That's right, and that makes him the killer. There was only one person heading that way that night.
That makes quite a bit of sense. It makes Max one suspicious character.
There's more to this story than meets the eye. Is there something amiss in this? No problems? There was no proof it was Max? Or Ben only saw Max? So we say there was nothing wrong with what he said. Do we say that there's no proof that it was actually Max? Or do we question if he maybe saw someone else?
What do you think?
I don't know. Like, personally, I say there's no proof it was Max. Well, I saw them walk past in the get-up, yeah. Anyone could wear the outfit. That doesn't make him the killer. I don't know. Sora's probably sitting there going, "Oh my god, this is all so obvious, you guys."
Because he's played this game before.
Right?
But you stopped at like the beginning of this trial
Yes.
and never played it again.
Yes. Like, I think I got up to meeting Ben and I stopped. And then I just never picked it back up.
So both of us are blind here.
Oh, yeah. So, Sora, you are welcome to give us hints. I banned this trial from my memory. Oh, boy.
Oh, great, him. Yeah,
Let's save. And we'll see if maybe he saw someone else. That's a bit strange, don't you think?
What's strange?
That you only saw Max. Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well?
What? Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Who else do you suppose this witness could have seen?
Well, I'm guessing profiles. Oh, okay. They're not here.
What?
I'm thinking Max... there's other people who live in the lodging over there. Wait! I know who!
Who?
I'm gonna give you a chance to figure it out. So think. So, Ben and Trillo walked with Mo over to the lodging. And who else was there? Regina was staying in the big top. And Max and the ringleader went to the ringleader's room, right? And then what happened? After they dropped Mo off in his room, Trillo and Ben went back to the main gate. So anyone that went between the lodging and the big top would have had to cross their path. So they would have seen him coming. Yes? So he said he saw Max walk over towards the lodging. Here, this... No, I pushed... No.
Go back.
I pushed the wrong button. Okay. I'll go here. Okay. So, map. So, it would help if we had like a whiteboard so I could put markers for the different people. But so, okay. So everyone's in here. And then Max and the Ringmaster go there. Regina stays there. Ben and Mo go over here. They drop Mo off. Ben comes back and stands here. Okay? So now, who's over here?
No.
And no one else. And who's over here?
Regina.
Regina, okay. And who's up in the behind that notification?
Max and Russell.
Okay. So they're standing here. And then they see Max walk past, and in here. And then boom! Ringmaster turns up dead. Who are we missing that had to have walked past?
Yeah, I get where you're going with this now.
Who?
So I get where you're going with this.
Who is it?
The Ringmaster. How would he get there if that was the scene of crime and they didn't see him?
He would have had to have walked past them. And he said no one went past me except for Max, and then the cop showed up. But you only saw Max. Doesn't seem like you should have seen someone else as well. Who else do you suppose this witness could have seen?
The ringmaster? That's the victim.
That's correct. If Trillo was at the entrance to the plaza, he should have seen the ringmaster as well. Aha!
Obviously, the ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness could have seen it. Anyone with sense could have figured that one out.
What are you talking about? The ringmaster and Max went together to the ringmaster's room.
Is that according to the defendant? A likely story. The Maximilian Galactica was supposed to be in the ringmaster's room. Why was he just, as the witness stated, at the scene of the crime?
Ah!
I see. It seems that at this stage I have no reason to doubt this witness's testimony. And there are clearly no conclusive contradictions.
He's right.
A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now, let's move along with the testimony. Trillo wouldn't happen to see... What? Trillo wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive?
Mm-hmm.
What does ulterior mean?
An ulterior motive means like, if I go, hey, do you want lunch? I will go get lunch for you. And it turns out, oh well, I had to go out anyway. I had to go out to, go water the chickens. Then I have an ulterior motive for getting lunch.
Like you were going there anyway.
I have another reason
Like you were
that I
going
don't
out
tell
anyway.
people. Exactly. I have another reason I'm doing something that I don't tell anyone.
For incriminating Max, would he?
Well, Max is part of that bitter love triangle with Regina. Which is probably why Max conked him over the head.
Nick, wasn't Ben the one who got knocked over the head?
Yeah. I think so. I don't know anymore.
Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge. Clown.
Okay, so do we have something we can... What was the last one that we read? This one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer?
You saw Max and only Max that night.
Jeez, you're persistent. You can ask all you want, my answer won't change. The only person I saw that night was Maximilian Galactica.
He really needs to improve his manners.
You've heard what he has to say. Then continue with the testimony.
Then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away.
I got nothing.
I'm not sure either. Around what time did the police arrive at the scene?
I suppose that would have been around... Hey, what time was it?
Huh? I think it was around, I'd say a bit after 10:30 p.m., I think. Practice ended at 10 p.m., so you hung around the lodging house the entire time? I guess that sounds about right. Wasn't it awfully cold? I can't believe you just staying outside in that weather. Well, the truth is...
Will you shut up, you big-nosed dope? Why are you telling him anything extra? Why can't you believe that we just stand outside in that weather?
Well, maybe you were waiting for someone?
What? Who said we were waiting for someone?
Mr. Phoenix Wright. We can all do without your offhanded theories.
But this witness, he's cracking under the pressure already. I'm on to something.
Mr. Wright. Who do you suppose the witness was waiting for out in the cold that night?
Who would Trillo have been waiting for?
I'm gonna guess Regina.
That would be my guess, too. Well, if he was waiting outside in the cold, it was for one person. And one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer, Regina. Wah! He blew up.
What? I didn't see it.
You were waiting outside for Regina to come back from the lodging house.
I can't see it.
I know, because it's really fast.
Jesus blew off. His head popped off.
His head and his arms. You were waiting for Regina to come back to the lodging house. Am I mistaken?
Is this true?
Well, you can't really ask me that question.
Who cares who I was waiting for that night? What's important is what I saw. Don't you forget it.
Well, well, well. The puppet may be a bit stiff, but he's right.
Alright. There's obviously a reason why this witness was there that night. He spent all that time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would have walked right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them a second thought.
Ah!
What did you say? The witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime.
However, he did not see the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept that there's a high likelihood that he could have missed someone else other than Max heading to the... Ow!
There's absolutely no proof that the witness was waiting for the animal tamer.
I guess you got me. Alright. I'll spill the beans for real this time. It's true. I was waiting for Regina. Bane!
Don't volunteer things. It's okay. You are a bit of a sore loser,
Mr.
aren't
Quiz,
you?
tell us the truth this time. And I mean the whole truth. Were you or were you not waiting for Regina at the entrance to the lodging house?
Ow.
Sorry.
I was. I was waiting to propose to her.
You were what? Waiting to propose?
What's the matter? You think that humans have a monopoly on marriage?
The matter of puppet marriage is not under review in this case.
You're the judge. I mean, look at your horrible outfit. More pain.
Thanks to your humbling, my perfect plan is
Bumbling.
not so perfect anymore.
Bumbling.
Bumbling. I thought that was an H.
Nope.
Thanks to your bumbling, my perfect plan is not so perfect anymore. Now we have to waste time getting to the bottom of some silly proposal by a puppet.
If a puppet proposed to you, what would you do? What about you, Sora? If a puppet proposed to you, what would you do?
Can you put my glasses up?
Yep. About the proposal. What would you do if a
Hard to say.
hard to say? I'd say take me to dinner first. Cat like that. But what kind of dinner would you go to with a puppet?
Good question.
I mean, what would you even talk about? It's not like they could crack any jokes. They probably, all their jokes would be too wooden.
Haha. Also, I know that wooden must mean. I know that wooden must mean like a phrase for something, like another word, like cheesy or corny. So what does it mean?
Wooden is like, why did the chicken cross the road?
Terrible.
Like they're very stiff and rigid, and they are very awkward about it.
Okay.
But what if they showed up with a huge diamond and said, I don't care about dinner, just marry me? Or alternatively, what dinner would you go to with a puppet, Sora? Since you said the puppet would have to take you to dinner first. Spaghetti? I'm trying to think of a good pun with puppets, but I can't think of one. Or would you just go to a cafe and get a puppuccino?
Don't be so surprised that I was going to propose to Regina. I even had something to give to her. I kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket.
You were going to propose. You, a puppet.
Don't be so obtuse. Just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean I can't love.
I guess you're right. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I couldn't propose to her too.
Exactly.
His honor's looking a little less than honorable right now.
Okay, Mr. Wright. Please continue with your cross-examination.
What was with that sigh at the end?
I'd say no to dinner. Oh, so if they proposed, you'd say, take me to dinner first. And when they went, okay, let's go get dinner, you'd say no. Now you're just leading the puppet on. About the proposal. What if it was Triloquist that proposed to you, though? I mean, look at that handsome face.
Don't be so surprised that I was going to propose to Regina.
By proposal, you mean proposing marriage, correct? To Regina.
Of course that's what I meant. What kind of stupid question is that? I wasn't going to propose that we become some sort of outlaw biker gang together. Right, Ben?
Yeah.
Got it? That's the truth. I even had something to give to her.
Right,
Hmm?
I know what to present.
Yeah, the question is where to present it. What was it exactly that you
there.
planned on giving her? What?
It's right there. What did you just say?
You know exactly what I was going to give her, numbskull. The only thing I could find that would match Regina's beauty.
I need a drink. I need a drink.
What if the puppet said, come to dinner with me, we'll have spare ribs?
What?
What if the puppet said, hey, come with me to dinner and we'll get your favorite meal? Sora's favorite meal is spare ribs. He likes ribs.
Oh.
You know, what if the puppet said, "Come with me to dinner. We'll have cinnamon rolls with no icing, and a plain donut, and pork chops."
You got the last one wrong.
You used to like pork chops.
I used to.
Yeah. Steak?
Definitely no.
Chicken.
There you go.
Chicken.
I like chicken.
I'd say we have spare ribs at home.
Well, okay, let's just go to your place then.
You aren't getting away from the puppet.
To answer his question, what was it?
You're gonna die when you hear this. It's an engagement ring.
There's you.
She said engagement.
Engagement?
Ring?
Wow. Those two nearly fell out of their chairs.
Mr. Phoenix Wright. Mr. Phoenix Wright's joke has gone too far. Time for this to end right here and now.
Franziska's whip looks like it's about to lash out at almost anything. One hit from that thing will probably shut someone up for a long time. Pain equals bad, or push on anyway.
Push on anyway.
It may be something of a joke, but this is a historic moment. The first time that a puppet has ever proposed to a human. Ow!
I advise you to cut this argument short.
I'm going to have to agree with the defense here. Will the witness please revise their testimony? Specifically about the engagement ring. I'd like to stick to facts, not sociology.
You sure do enjoy sweating the details, especially for a man in a black bathrobe. I plan on giving an engagement ring to Regina.
Don't present. Was it disengagement ring?
Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence.
God damn it. Okay.
Did you forget that we're trying to contradict stuff?
I thought it would help.
No, we've got to find a contradiction. We don't have to agree with him. You have to prove he's wrong. I'd say I'm taken. I can't think of a comeback for that one. Would you do that? If a puppet proposed, just be like, "Sorry, I'm already taken."
I plan on giving an engagement ring to Regina.
An engagement ring?
Uh-huh. It's actually a diamond-shaped stone cut from glass. Even more brilliant than the real thing. I think Regina is going to love it.
It's just a ring.
What's the matter, Nick?
Well, there's got to be something I can catch him on.
I kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her.
Whose pocket was the ring in?
Mine, of course. What a stupid question. You gotta be kidding me. You think Ben could pull that off?
I'm sorry. Really?
You don't have to apologize for that. He's the one who should be apologizing.
Really?
Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her.
So you went to the lodging house to give it to her?
That's right. I tried to give it to her during practice so many times that I lost count, but that uppity snob kept getting in the way.
Uppity snob? He couldn't possibly be talking about me, Maximilian Galactica. When I get a hold of him, I'm gonna saw his woodblock in half, and not with magic.
Well, they always say that love creates rivalries.
So what about this present?
In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I still got it in my pocket.
Right here.
Still got it in your pocket, huh? Then how come we have it right here? Trillo, do you mind if I show you something? What is it?
What are you talking about?
Oh, looks like they're going to double team me now. Do you recognize this ring?
Ah, that's mine. Give it back, thief. Thief!
Didn't you just testify about this very object? I believe you said, in the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Why then do I have it right here?
Ah!
He exploded again.
Yep.
What is going on here?
That's... Ben, say something!
Don't put me on the spot like that, Trillo. I found this in Money's room.
Money's room? You mean a room they put money? Like a bank vault?
Ha! That filthy monkey's gonna get what's coming to him.
Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you avoided slandering innocent fiats on my court.
Well, Your Honor, Money really is a monkey. In every sense of the word.
Ah, I see. Well then.
Money likes to go after the shiniest things that he can find and gather them up. What would you do, Sora, if someone proposed to you with a ring like that was made of a diamond-shaped piece of glass?
Shiny things.
Trillo, when was this ring stolen from you? Well, I suppose it was that time, that night, the night of the crime.
What did you say?
Details. I need more details. Well, it was stolen right after Max showed up in the plaza. Right about when you saw the defendant walk past, correct? I say I don't wear jewelry, but it's an engagement ring. It's technically jewelry, but it's a different thing. How are you supposed to show off that you got engaged? Well, I guess you might, be able to say that. The ring might have, well, it could have been taken around that time. Yeah. Oh.
Ben, what's with you? Oh, whatever. It has nothing to do with anything, especially not who committed the murder.
It's not for you to decide what has to do with what. Now, Trillo, back to the topic at hand.
I haven't admitted a thing. Not I, Mr. Trilloquist.
What did you do when the ring was taken, Trillo? It's merely status.
You know exactly what I did. I chased after that ring-snatching monkey Money.
But you weren't able to catch up with him, were you?
It's all this slow, loafy fool called Ben's fault. While he was fumbling his way through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to get away.
That is indeed an incredible shame.
Yeah.
Need a drink? You good?
She's
I
good
might
for
need
now.
a new one.
She might need a new one. Oh. Well, this does indeed prove one very important point.
Prove a very important point. What point could that possibly be?
Ben doesn't exercise enough, or Ben's testimony has a flaw.
A flaw. Duh.
There's a huge contradiction in this witness's testimony.
Contradiction?
It's... Oh, hi, Mama Coy!
Hi, how'd they know I was there?
They heard you.
I was super quiet.
She was super quiet. How'd you hear her? The witness just testified to the following effect. Up until the police arrived, he didn't move from the entrance to the plaza. However, the witness just stated that he chased after Money the monkey. When the witness was off chasing Money, there was no one watching the plaza.
What is the meaning of all this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? What are you going with? Where are you going with this little theory of yours?
He heard you because he's deaf.
Awesome.
Awesome.
That makes zero sense.
That makes zero sense? I'm saying that there is no possible way that this witness saw the plaza the entire time. That's where I'm going with this little theory, which leads me to my next point. It is entirely possible that someone other than the defendant was at the scene.
Interesting, Mr. Wright.
Well then, me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Do you have any proof that something slipped past the vigilant?
Vigilant.
What is vigilant?
How would you describe vigilant?
What?
Vigilant.
Never giving up.
Alert.
Vigilant is you're always there, always prepared. You're like a Boy Scout. Ready.
Vigilant ventriloquist.
I don't see how a ventriloquist could be vigilant, but whatever. It's Phoenix Wright, so who knows? Okay, there's your new drink. How was that, Cat?
What is it?
Black cherry. Blech.
Yum.
Blech.
Well, he obviously didn't see the victim, the ringmaster, arrive on the scene.
However, that doesn't change the fact that he saw the defendant arrive.
Then why is it vigilante? Because then you're always ready to fight crime, I guess?
Always ready to do justice.
Always ready to do justice. The witness is lying. He's blinded by his rivalry with Max.
Well, the defense's argument does hold water. This witness does have a history of animosity towards the defendant.
What? How dare you? I wouldn't lie just to get that dork face in trouble. He's not even worth it. I saw him, no doubt about it. I saw that worthless liar.
Well, just for clarity's sake, let's flesh out exactly who you saw on that night.
Ha! I told you so many times, you'd think you'd know my story's not changing.
You've already changed your story, Stick Boy, and I'm sure it'll change some more.
Where is that? Where is one?
We're there.
Were there? What?
Where there is one lie,
So where there is one lie, there are usually many more behind it.
exactly, Maya. That's why we have to keep after him.
You sound like your sister when you say that.
Have you ever tried ventriloquism? That's directed at Kat and Sora.
Define ventriloquism.
Making something else talk. Well, your mouth doesn't move.
Nope.
No? Shaggy also does. He throws his voice. That's part of ventriloquism.
Yeah.
Witnessing Max.
I'll give you that I was waiting for that night for Regina. But that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. He showed up after I had been waiting there for about 5 minutes. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene. There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols.
Only on YouTube.
Do you think I go the other way?
You've been a ventriloquist on YouTube, Sora?
Extremely confused.
I am too. What do you mean by that?
So that means that money didn't show up until after you saw Max?
That's right. Money ran up less than a minute after I saw Max.
Then Money snatched the ring and you went chasing after him.
How long was it until you came back to where you were waiting?
Well, let's see. I'd suppose 5 minutes, I think.
So the victim could have arrived on the scene in that 5 minutes.
Oh, no. I thought you said saw. Oh, ventriloquism?
Stretch.
Yes, that 5-minute stretch. No, I was asking if you've ever tried ventriloquism. Or juggling. Those two things don't really have much to do with each other, but I tried to learn to do both of them around the same time. Can you juggle? I know you can't yet, but you probably could learn once you get your hands working again. But can you juggle?
Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination.
I'll give you that I was waiting that night for Regina.
No, you can't juggle? It is tough. I can only juggle 2 at once. If I juggle any more, I just drop them all. So you were only concerned with waiting for Regina that night. That means you probably wouldn't have noticed if someone else showed up.
You should think about how many eyes I actually have. I've got 4, you know. 4. F-O-U-R. Counting Ben, of course. With that many eyes, do you really think something would have slipped by me?
4 eyes is an awful lot of attention directed at one area, I suppose.
Yikes, the judge is even more dangerous to our case than Trillo.
But that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night.
So you saw Max coming out of the big top that night?
Of course that's where I saw him coming from. I was staring at the entrance to the tent the entire time.
I guess that makes sense, especially since he was waiting for Regina. Yeah.
He showed up after I had been waiting there for about 5 minutes.
But what time would you say these events took place?
You're one of the dumbest people on the planet if you can't figure it out yourself. You already know that practice finished promptly at 10 p.m. And you already know that I went to the lodging house right after practice. You don't need to be a brain surgeon and know around what time it was when I saw him. Just add 10 more minutes. I'm sure you can do that. Now, what time was it?
Indeed, what time was it?
What time was it? Well, let me think about that for a second. Ow! I'm no good at math!
It was 10 p.m. 10 p.m.
Yep. Oh yes, that sounds about right.
It sounds about right because that's the time that I saw Max on the scene. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence.
So you testify that you said good evening to Max that night.
You must enjoy asking incredibly obvious questions. You say good morning in the morning and good afternoon during the day, right? And it's obvious that I say good night to someone at night. What, Ben? You got something to add? Let me guess. That's not it, Trillo. You say good evening at night.
I'm sorry, Chillo. I can understand you wouldn't want to get into ventriloquism if the puppet's gonna beat you up all the time.
Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you kept your ventriloquist act outside of the courtroom.
Impossible. A performer lives and breathes his performances. You should know better.
There's got to be something wrong with this bit of testimony. Nothing especially? Trillo's evening greeting? Or Ben's half of the comedy act?
What do you think?
I personally don't think, if they were rivals, I don't think he'd say good evening to Max. He'd probably just start calling him names. But I don't know. And I'm guessing that Sora does not remember what happens here, so he can't give us any hints, I'm guessing. Help us, Sora? I think it's his evening greeting, just because of that, but I don't know if that's the path that they're going to take. No? Is that no to helping us, no to remembering, or no to forgetting? No to remembering. Okay. That's fine. That just means that it'll be a surprise to you, too. I'm guessing it's Trillo's evening greeting.
Okay, what we say, so
Yes. Isn't that a bit strange to you? The music stopped.
What do you mean?
Well, if you hate Max so much, why would you bother being nice to him? Strikes me as somewhat strange.
Why would it strike you as strange?
Exactly. How is it strange to be
Cordial.
cordial
Polite.
to one of your coworkers?
Well, if it was simply just being cordial to a coworker, I would understand.
Ow, that hurt!
think of having some proof before your lips start blabbing next time. Proof is everything in this world. You should have learned that back in grade school.
There's no reason that Trillo would ever say something nice to Max. How do I go about proving that with the evidence?
Bluffing is everything in this world. But I'm sure you already learned that one.
I guess I can give it a shot.
The witness will resume his testimony.
I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene.
You're 100% absolutely sure of what you just said.
I told you already. Jeez. I'm 100% absolutely sure.
There's no way could be any more confident than that, right?
There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols.
Those 3 ridiculous symbols, huh?
Out of curiosity, exactly how many times have you asked that question by now? If you're gonna ask again, I'll answer with a chorus. Everyone together now.
Silcat. Cloak.
White roses. Thank you very much.
Maya, you didn't have to join in, did you?
But it's fun shouting out with everyone else. There has to be a hole in his testimony somewhere.
I agree, but do we have the proof to make something stick?
All we can do is try, right, Nick? We gotta have something that will prove useful.
Alright, time to go to work. I'll give you that I was waiting that night for Regina. That doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. He showed up. I said good evening to him. Okay, it's got to be something with this, right?
It has to be.
Because either that or it's the 3 symbols, but we've got proof of one of the symbols. And we've got this that shows the 3 symbols. Maybe it's the bottle. Hey!
See, we were just guessing on that one.
Trillo, is it not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder?
A fight?
A fight over Regina, to be exact.
It wasn't that big of a deal. It was just an argument, a disagreement at most.
A disagreement usually doesn't end with someone getting clonked over the head.
Ah!
Stop exploding.
That morning, Ben got clobbered over the head by Max, didn't he?
What? Is that an admission of assault and battery? Ouch!
Before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge first.
The truth is that on the day of the crime, the defendant and witness had a huge fight. There's absolutely no way they would have suddenly become cordial that evening. Moreover, just consider the personality of the witness on stand.
He's not cordial with anyone.
If someone gave you a little puppet, a ventriloquist puppet, that looked like you, what would your reaction be? That's, again, all these questions are directed to you and to Sora. There's no way a puppet this lewd would just up and say good evening to his rival.
Wah!
Stop exploding. Are you saying this witness is lying? Yes.
What would you do? Someone said, here, I got you a gift. It's a cat puppet. I'll tell you Sora's answer after you answer.
Thanks, I have a twin.
What? Thinks I have a friend?
Twin.
A twin. Sora says he'd burn it. She liked that one too.
My goodness, Dora, you do not like puppets, do you?
She probably thinks they're creepy,
Especially ventriloquist puppets.
right?
That he is trying to frame the defendant by claiming to have seen him at the crime. At the crime scene. That is exactly what I'm saying.
I didn't tell a single lie. Honestly, I just...
That's enough from you, Mr. Quist. Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor.
let's clarify this testimony for the court. Could you explain your theory about who the witness actually saw that night?
He didn't see anyone. He saw the defendant, or he saw a different person.
What do you think?
We know it's not the middle one. Because we're saying he did not see Max. So do we think he made up the whole thing, or that he saw someone else?
I want to say he saw someone else.
Okay. I'm not tall. Seeing a tiny puppet that is exactly like me is just offensive. That's Sawyer's answer. Says he's short, so seeing another puppet that's, really short would just be rude. It is my belief that the witness did indeed see someone that night. It was just someone else. That's who he said good evening to.
What kind of theory is that?
The correct one. Furthermore, I don't believe the person the witness saw was Max at all.
What?
If he had truly met Max that night, there would have been no greeting at all. Which means there is only one proper answer. The person the witness saw that evening was not Maximilian Galactica. That is why Trillo made the effort to greet whoever it was that he saw that evening. Or good evening, as he put it. Ah!
What in the world? Phew.
What if someone gave you a pair of stilts as a gift?
Would the defense kindly explain who it was Trillo saw that evening then?
If it wasn't Max, and it obviously wasn't Ben because Ben was right there, who else could he have seen that he would have said good evening to? So it's someone that he's polite to. Could it be Maya?
No.
Could it be Gumshoe?
No.
Could it be Francisca?
No.
Could it be Regina?
Possibly, but she never showed up.
Could it be Russell?
Possibly.
Could it be Mo?
No.
Okay. So it's either Regina or Russell. Who would he say good evening to as they walk right past?
Did you save?
I can't save now, but yes, I saved a little bit ago. I'd be offended because that would imply I'm short. Well, you could get a ladder, or it's actually a step ladder, not a ladder. Short just makes it easier for like piggyback rides and riding on people's shoulders and stuff. Plus, you don't hit your head on stuff. Okay, so who would Trillo see that he'd say good evening to and then watch as they walk past?
I'm gonna guess the remaster.
Considering the ill temper of this witness, there's only one person he would greet.
It must be Regina. It's Regina, right? She's so cute.
No, Your Honor, it is not Regina. If it was Regina, Trillo would have given her the engagement ring as a present.
But he did it.
But he didn't because it wasn't Regina.
Oh, yeah. I suppose you got a point there.
No one wants to give me rides and I still hit my head. I'd give you a piggyback ride. Totally.
My daddy's giving piggyback rides.
Yeah. Come over here and I'll give you a piggyback ride.
Yeah, you're like 7 feet tall.
Seriously.
It was Russell Berry. The victim himself, was it not?
You are correct. It was indeed Russell Berry. The person you saw that evening was the victim, the ringmaster, Russell Berry. That's why you greeted him, Trillo. Isn't that correct?
No.
Answer the question, Mr. Quest.
Wah! Ah!
My shoulder hurts. Like, did you ice it? Like we were telling you before? You know, the... Also, get to the doctor as soon as possible. Don't mess around with that kind of stuff. Get it fixed.
Order! Order! How do you respond to this?
Well, wait a second. Well, at first I thought it was the old man. But once I got a better look at him, it was obviously Maximilian Galactica.
I think it is high time that we clear the air about this question. Mr. Quist obviously witnessed a single person in the area of the plaza that evening. The problem is identifying exactly who that person was. Was it Maximilian Galactica? Or was it the ringmaster, one Mr. Russell Berry?
The prosecution argued that it was the defendant that the witness saw that night. The witness had clearly stated that he saw the defendant's 3 symbols.
3 symbols.
Alright, this is getting old. Come on, man. You gotta remember them by now.
Every time they mention the 3 symbols, Phoenix is like, what were those 3 symbols again?
Here we go again. Everyone, all together now. Ow!
Yes, we know. It's a silk hat, cloak, and white roses.
She whipped Trillo. A silk hat and a cloak. Anyone could wear them. They'd even look good on me.
What was that?
While the witness has endlessly repeated that he saw Max's 3 symbols. However, how do we really know it was Maximilian Galactica? It could have been someone else dressed up as him. Possibly even Russell Berry.
What?
Miss Von Karma, do you have clear evidence that the person the witness saw was the defendant?
Well,
If that's the case, then it is impossible for me to make a judgment at this point.
Yes! I think we finally won a point in this one.
They're very unfortunate.
Huh?
You're just a little too excited for your own good, Mr. Phoenix, right?
What do you mean by that?
You merely established one thing from this witness. You established that this witness saw one person in the plaza that night. I applaud you. It's on your own efforts, but... on your efforts.
But
Who that person can only be answered by the next witness.
Huh?
Your Honor, the prosecution will provide, beyond a shadow of doubt, an answer to that question, and evidence that clearly establishes one thing.
If you could be friends with one person in this game, who would it be? Only one.
I say Maya.
You say Maya?
what say you, Sora?
That there's no one other than Maximilian Galactica responsible for this crime.
Von Karma.
There's another. Yes,
So,
there's another. Witness. Looking at me weird she is. Confused she seems.
wait.
I say I missed the question. If you could be friends with only one person in the Phoenix Wright series, who would it be? Only one. You do not get to be friends with anyone else, just that one person.
Very well. The court will take a 10-minute recess. During that time, I request the prosecution prepare their next witness. Court is now in recess.
Can you pull me up?
Yes.
Whoa!
Can I go the other way?
You just started going this way.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I thought.
Oh, that's a good answer.
Sweet day.
Gumshoe.
Ah!
Let's start a GoFundMe to give Gumshoe money so we can actually afford to live. December 29th, 11:54 a.m. District Court. Defendant lobby number 5.
Sweetie! You have to believe me, I didn't go anywhere near that crime scene.
So then, where were you when the murder took place?
We talked about it yesterday, remember? I was in the ringmaster's room. And while you were there, it was the ringmaster who left the room, right?
That's right.
Exactly. He told me to wait in the room because he would be right back.
I'd pay. Sora would give Gumshoe money. I mean, I would too.
Me too. That's when the ringmaster head to the scene of the crime, right?
You pay a high enough tier on his GoFundMe and you can get a blue badger. That's what it seems like.
But the ringmaster must have been wearing Max's costume, right?
Oh, sweetie, I just remembered. I went straight to the ringmaster's room, still dressed in my stage clothes. But when I got there, I went ahead and took the costume off.
Which means
It means that the ringmaster could have taken his costume and went out looking like Max.
she could have used
Fabulous!
it. She could have like used it as a coat or something because it was cold out.
I mean, Max kept saying, "It's cold, do you really want to go outside?" He was like, "I'll be fine." Maybe he put on the coat.
Fabulous! That's a fabulously possible possibility.
Well done, Nick.
However, sweetie, why would the ringmaster want to dress up like me? Isn't that a bit strange? If you think about it, all they found at the crime scene was my silk hat. What about my cloak? Where did that go?
Double.
Wow, Max, I never saw that. She used to be a detective or something.
Hey, that's my job, pal. Well, I was never quite sure what to be when I grew up. Magician or president? You have no idea how hard it was to make a decision.
That's really cool.
Fabulous. This mystery just keeps getting deeper. December 29th, 12:06 p.m. District Court. Courtroom number 2.
Now that everyone is back, let's get started. The court is now back in session.
Do you remember who the next witness is, Sora? I mean, I have a guess for who it is.
Me too.
Yeah? Who do you think it is? Who do you think it is? Who do you think it is?
I'm not gonna say it.
Who do you think it is? Who do you think it is?
I'm just making a face that you're getting closer.
Who do you think it is? Who do you think it is? Who do you think it is? Who do you think it is?
Speed, I have glasses. I could stab you in the eye.
Yeah, that's who I think it is too, Sora.
What do you say?
Mo.
Same here.
Miss Von Karma, please proceed with the prosecution's case.
Very well. I'll now call my next witness.
Yeah!
We were all right. I was like, if it's not Mo, then who else could it be?
They just drag Acro in all of a sudden.
Right? A pitiful clown with the unfortunate distinction of having seen the entire thing. Will Mr. Lawrence Curls please take the stand?
I love his name. I don't think that you or Sora would get the reference, though.
Well, I don't.
They keep calling him a stooge, which is another word for like a clown. Have you ever heard of the Three Stooges? The Three Stooges were three guys who like had their own comedy show, and they were super dumb, and they were always beating each other up, and like smacking each other over the head, and they'd like fall off a ladder or drop something onto the guy below them, that kind of thing. A lot of slapstick, physical comedy kind of stuff. And the Three Stooges' names were Moe, Curly, and Larry. Moe, who is known as Mr. Lawrence Curls. Larry is a nickname for Lawrence. So his name is literally Larry Curls, who also goes by Moe. He's all Three Stooges in one.
Okay.
He's not a clown. He's the whole circus. Why does she just call him a pitiful clown?
What pitiful even mean?
It means that you pity them. So a sad excuse for a clown.
So the witness will state his name and occupation for the court record.
In West Clownadelphia, born and raised.
What was that whole
Name
thing?
and occupation.
Let me see if I can get the whole thing. Says nothing. She says nothing. He says nothing. She whips him. In West Clownadelphia, born and raised, on the playground is where I spent my clowning. Where I spent most of my days chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool and all, shooting some b-ball outside the school. When a couple of guys, they were up to no good, started making trouble in my neighborhood. No, you haven't seen that. We'll watch that. I'm guessing Sora hasn't watched that either, so all three of us will sit down and watch that when Sora comes here. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Wait, what?
What?
What'd you say?
Which part?
Watch it?
Yeah, it's a show.
Something about Sora.
Yes. I said when Sora comes over here, we'll watch the show together.
She's coming?
At some point, I'm sure. But
Really? Wow.
he just has to wait for this whole virus thing to be over.
It'll be worth it. I would like to meet him in person.
Yeah?
I really would.
Yeah?
Yeah, we've been like pen pals on the internet. You know, we only know each other through the internet. All I know is that he lives in the Netherlands.
Right.
But I've never actually seen him or like heard his voice or nothing. So it takes him a while to respond to our streams and to us.
Yeah, because the stream's delayed. So you want to have like a real-time conversation and
Yeah.
talk and have him be able to actually answer and not have him like stand there for like 2 minutes before he knows what you said.
Yes.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Sora. It's a Will Smith show.
So I know who Will Smith is.
Yeah.
I've seen Men in Black. I've seen 2 of them now, actually.
Yo. But there we go. Now you've got to come over and visit us because now Kat wants you over here.
So yeah, I've actually wanted to visit him ever since our first stream, and like you told me about him, and like you know, ever since then he's been like a good friend of all of ours. And what's the point of having a good friend if you can't even meet him and talk to him and like laugh with each other?
Right?
Like seriously, what's the point?
I mean, that is what I'll do now. I'll just stand there staring, waiting.
See what I mean? We talked about this. We're on a completely different topic now.
Yeah, it's still the same topic. He just, he can't respond fast enough because the stream's delayed. And he could respond faster in person, but he's saying that even if he was here, he'd just stare at you. Stare.
Why?
Will the witness please inform the court why he is speaking autobiographical gibberish?
I'm sorry. I'm just not used to being in court. I've never been in a courtroom in my life.
I'm fast enough. Cheese. See? I answered the question before you even asked it. What's your favorite food? Cat's like, what are you doing? He answered the question before he even asked it. And I said, hey, Sora, what's your favorite food? He answered the question before he even asked it. He's super fast.
See how we get the idea? I would like to have like a real life conversation with him.
Yeah.
I never realized he had a carrot in his hat mouth.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't quite sure what joke is best suited to this sort of occasion.
What in the world are you talking about? You're in a grand hall of justice, not some comedy club. Since it's easy to see your occupation, please state your name for the court.
Oh, yeah. Maybe this joke is okay. Mom, do I have to wear pants? The sign only says no shirt, no shoes, no service. Okay. How about this? Have you met my proctologist, Dr. Seymour Butts? How was that one?
Do you know what a proctologist is?
No, I don't.
It's a doctor that, checks that everything inside your butt's okay.
Interesting.
So, Dr. Seymour Butts. She rolled her eyes. Oh god, not him!
But a couple of clowns who were up to no good started making trouble and...
Okay, I get the joke now. Your name?
Lawrence Curls, professional funny man, also known as Mo the Clown.
So you witnessed the scene. You witnessed the scene at around 10:15 p.m. the day of the murder. Correct?
Yes it is.
Very well, Mr. Curls. Will you please testify to what you saw that evening?
She is... this is the part where my mom walked in. During this testimony? Oh boy.
A rabbi, a priest, and a Rastafarian walked into this plaza.
Without the humor, please.
Okay.
Poor Mo can't be to the normal duty self in court.
Poor Mo. He just wants to make people laugh.
I know. I'm not the greatest comedian in the world. I haven't been able to make people laugh for 10 years. No matter what I say, all I get in return is a vacant stare and polite applause. Since no one ever laughs at my jokes, I've taken to laughing at them myself. It's a bad habit, but hey, at least I'm trying. Imagine my predicament. I'm a clown who can't make people laugh. I'm almost useless. But I keep trying. I even tried to come up with jokes just for today. But this atmosphere is very nerve-wracking. I decided to try making everyone laugh. Seriously, everyone, what do you think of me? How am I doing?
No.
Aren't we the ones supposed to be asking the questions here?
Witness.
It was the worst. She then sat down to watch. She felt sorry for Mo. Aw.
Huh?
We will listen to your call for help after the court proceedings are over. Thus, please stick to the facts of this case.
I mean, I feel bad for Mo. He's just trying his best.
Really? You'll really hear me out?
Well, I'll make sure that one of my staff, police, your straight man later.
Thank you, I can't wait.
Poor Gumshoe.
Now that that's settled, shall we begin once again with the testimony?
Actually, I think they'd be good friends.
Gumshoe and Mo? Probably, yeah.
Of course we can. I'll talk for as long as you want.
What you witnessed.
The night of the murder, after practice was over, I went straight back to my room. You have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clonked the ringmaster over the head.
That's very interesting. If this eyewitness account is to be believed, I have enough to pass judgment right now.
Curtsy.
Of course you can. There's no way that this account can be criticized.
Criticized.
Criticized? What
Yeah.
I mean?
If you criticize someone, like you point out their faults.
However, the witness is a bit, how do you say, off kilter. Almost like he has some sort of atmosphere of guilt surrounding him.
Do you think he's bald if he pulls that hat off? Sora asked. What do you think?
He might be.
I think he probably is. I mean, look, his hair's only on the sides. He's probably bald underneath that. Another question, how does his hat do that?
That must be because of my insincere smile.
Mr. Wright, please begin the defense's cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
Nick, you gotta find some sort of contradiction in his testimony.
I know that.
Mr. Wright,
Your Honor?
I'm afraid that if you push this witness too far, it will bring disaster upon the court. Thus, I sincerely hope you are not going to engage in pointless saber-rattling.
I understand, Your Honor.
See, because this clown to stay, if you cause this clown to stray from the facts, I'll hold you responsible.
Why am I responsible? I'm not the one with the corny jokes. What if the hair is part of the hat? Then he truly is bald.
The night of the murder, after practice was over, I went straight back to my room.
My hearing aid.
You say that practice wrapped up around 10 p.m., correct?
See, that's the thing.
Huh?
How exactly am I supposed to make a joke about 10 p.m.? Now, 8 o'clock, that's something a clown can riff off of. Let's just pretend it was 8 o'clock. That way I can make a great joke.
Let's not, or alright, 8 o'clock then.
Let's not.
Let's not make it 8 p.m., alright, Mo?
What do you mean, let's not? Don't take the clown out of the clowning around.
AKA save before every press, yeah. I'm gonna go get chips, BRB.
Okay.
Come on, Nick, just listen to the joke.
There are 3 reasons why I don't want to. 1, I probably won't laugh. 2, I'll get hit with a penalty. 3, I'll get whipped. Will the witness just proceed with his factual testimony?
You're so boring.
I kind of want to know his joke.
No, no.
I want to know his joke. I'm
no,
going to save.
Please, no. I don't know.
I'll load it.
You know you want to hear the joke. A man goes to his doctor, and the doctor asks, "How is number 1?" The man says, "Every day it's 6." And he says, "What about 2?" The man says, "Every day is 7."
Say the joke for the detective witness. I'm not gonna deal with it.
What?
Not dealing with it.
Not dealing with what?
All of this.
And 2, the man says every day at 7. Then what's the matter? Ah, I get the joke now.
What?
How is number 1 peeing? Every day at 6.
And how is number 2? Every day at 7, the man says. The doctor looks puzzled. Then what's the matter? The man looks at him and says, I wake up every day at 8.
When do you pee? Every day at 6 o'clock. When do you poop? Every day at 7 o'clock. Then what's the problem? I wake up at 8 o'clock. After I've already peed and pooped.
My arm.
Your arm, yes, is in the, live, thank you. Okay. Hooah.
My arm.
My hearing aid.
My hearing aid.
There we go.
I already said it.
Okay. Oh, I get it. That's stupid, says Sora. Just wear an adult diaper.
But that takes the fun out of the joke. Ow!
You do know what happened. Okay.
Mr. Wright, you're hereby penalized. This will not become a kangaroo court.
Yeah? Oh, yeah? This is what I have to say to that. Boom! There. Now we've heard the joke.
You have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. Speaking of pooped, man goes to the doctor, and the doctor says, how's number 1?
You were pooped that night?
Yes, I was very, very tired. Not to mention I had some bad Mexican food. What? The double cheese double bean enchilada is a dangerous menu item. What happened after that, as they say, happens. That one was cool, huh? I hear the kids really love toilet humor these days.
You're a kid. You're saying I was really pooped. I was really, really tired. Plus, I had some really bad Mexican food, so, I was pooped. Kids like toilet humor. What do you think, kid? Her face is just completely emotionless. That joke was so hip, I don't want to ruin it with a reply.
I've got a good reply, though. That joke was so funny it just earned you a penalty.
We were just asking if what? Okay. Alright, fine. So we can only press him on something that we can prove wrong.
I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. That's when I saw 2 silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clonked the ringmaster over the head.
Wait.
What?
Go back to the cloak part.
Yeah?
Present. Cat. No?
The witness's statement is clearly faulty, Your Honor. I guess not.
Okay, because what I was thinking was, okay, you saw the cloak, but how come you didn't say the hat?
Right, how come you didn't see the hat?
Wait, but
I feel like it's, hey, if you saw Max out there, how come his footprints aren't there? No. Thank God for saving. Let's see. I go straight to sleep before I did. Glanced out the window. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. I feel like we've got to... Oh, maybe... Okay, maybe... See how he's laughing at the I was pooped part? Maybe that implies that he's going to tell a joke. So, these ones are safe to push. I'm back. Welcome back. We're not sure what we've got to press them on or show. You just happened to glance out the window.
You could say that. You could also say I peeked, stared, glimpsed, peeped, eyeballed.
Mr. Curls.
Oh, I guess synonyms aren't allowed either.
What should I do? I wonder if I should press them further on this issue.
What do you think?
You said we've always got to press.
Sure.
Exactly why did you look out your window that night?
Why? Why? Clowns don't need a reason to look out their windows, do they?
That's not what I meant. I meant that, well, when we spoke yesterday...
Once I tucked myself into bed, I heard this amazing noise. It was incredibly loud. It sounded like a giant thump. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
You forgot?
Your Honor, the witness looked out of his window upon hearing a loud sound. He did not just simply glance out of his window that night.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to mention that thump, didn't I? Ow, ow, ow!
That's not something you just forget to mention.
Yeah, what she said. I believe it would be best if Mo were to revise his testimony.
Very well. Mr. Curls, please revise your testimony.
This should start turning the tables in our favor.
I heard a huge noise outside the window, and that's what made me take a look outside.
What was the sound like?
Well, I guess it kind of sounded like, I guess you could say...
Mr. Curls, may the court remind you that humor is unnecessary. Do not tell a joke.
Oh, how'd you know that I was going to make a joke? I guess that the sound sounded like, I suppose it sounded like someone getting hit with something very hard. Yep, that's what it sounded like. Honestly.
Someone getting hit, huh?
What's it? You went to look out the window? And you saw...
That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak.
I don't know if this is the right thing, but... he was only hit once, I'm pretty sure. So I don't know how to, like, prove that, but... You'd say you clearly saw this, even though you were by your own admission far away.
That's right. I had been thinking about it over and over since that night. But things didn't really make sense until I spoke with the prosecutor, Miss Von Karma. But now I'm 100% certain that it was Max and the ringmaster that I saw that night. Just think about it. How could I be wrong if Max is always wearing his uppity symbols?
Uppity symbols?
Lawyers nowadays. Do you even have to go to school anymore to be one? Alright, everyone knows what to do. All together now. Say it with Uncle Mo! See what I mean? It's always like this. The crowd never wants to go along with me. I must really be utterly and completely worthless as a clown. Yowza!
That's the first time you said it today.
I know. I'm surprised.
So am I. Enough foolishness. Get back on track.
Will the witness please testify as to what he saw, and only what he saw?
I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clonked the ringmaster over the head.
You say you saw the ringmaster get clonked over the head.
Yes, I did. It's the climax of my story.
He really does enjoy the completely random non sequitur. What would you say the victim was struck with?
You mean the weapon? I have no idea. A weapon wasn't found at the murder scene, right?
That's not what I meant. You did say you did see everything, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I suppose I did. Wait, no, I didn't. I didn't see a weapon.
Mo, did you or did you not see the crime of murder committed that night?
I will not permit you to harness my witness in this manner. So harass. You better have an excellent reason for attacking this poor clown.
Alright, everyone's getting a little bit too serious. Let me tell you a joke. So, a snail and a caterpillar are crawling along the ground.
Now we'll see how long the delay is, because Sora's gonna be like, no!
Because if you don't, you know what is waiting for you. A nice penalty.
No! Is this a bit melodramatic? This is worth 5 pips. Don't even. I'll come over. Come on over. Read the line.
So what will it be then? Since you're Phoenix, right? Do you have any clear basis to believe that my witness did not see a crime?
I will come over and it will not be a spoon. A frying pan. A frying pan to the face. He really doesn't like that joke. Alright, so, do we have a clear basis to believe that Mo did not see the crime?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, if we say no... Of course I do. I've got a great reason to make my claim.
And I suppose that you will be telling us all that great reason.
Of course I will. The reason is... the witness's very own testimony.
What's the meaning of that, Mr. Wright?
Mo said that he heard a sound like a thump of someone getting hit.
He did say that.
However, Mo just stated the following under oath.
I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clonked the ringmaster over the head.
Do you see the contradiction? If Mo is to be believed when he says he looked out the window upon hearing a sound, there's no way that he could have seen Max clonk anyone.
In 1972, a crack clown unit...
Oh, wait. A crack clown unit was sent to prison by a circus court for a crime.
Mr. Curls, how do you respond to Mr. Wright's assessment?
They didn't commit. These clowns promptly escaped from a maximum security clown car.
Mr. Curls, are you reciting the C-Team theme to anger this court?
No, I'm just stalling for time while I jog my memory.
Great job, Nick.
These types of witnesses always seem to have a selective memory. You just have to peel back the layers of the clown makeup to find the truth.
Well,
Now, you're back from your jog.
well, it pretty much happened the way I said.
Pretty much.
When I looked out my window that night, the ringmaster was already face down in the snow. The prosecution helped me fill in the gaps of my statement.
Von Karma. Tampering with witnesses again.
So now you're saying that you did not see the defendant clonk the ringmaster.
Yes. When I looked out my window, the ringmaster had already checked out.
Checked out?
Yep, he was on permanent vacation, as they say.
Mr. Curls!
Your Honor?
You did not witness the actual crime. However, you still say you saw the criminal, correct?
Yes, exactly. The ringmaster was slumped over, and I saw someone's silhouette next to him.
Very well. Then please testify to the silhouette you saw. I expect the truth. And if I even catch a hint of a joke from you, I will put you in a holding cell until you learn court etiquette. Got it?
Got it.
Poor Mo. The silhouette.
It was a bit far away, but that shadow could only have belonged to Max. There's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. His silk hat, that black cloak, they were all there. His face was silhouetted, but there was no doubt that it was him. His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying.
It does seem as if the defendant was at the scene of the crime.
It took the clown long enough to get his back straight. But whatever. This will finally be good enough, yes?
It is decisive testimony.
So Max really at the crime scene that night?
He said he wasn't there. You have to believe in that.
All right, Mr. Wright, commence your cross-examination.
The silhouette.
It was a bit far away, but that shadow could only have belonged to Max.
Don't you think that you're going a little overboard with how explicit you're being? That shadow belonged to Max is an awfully firm statement, don't you think?
What are you getting at?
I'm just saying that one of your fellow performers' life is on the line here. Are you truly 100% absolutely certain that it was Max? Every time I see uppity, I think it's a spelling error, because my autocorrect always wants to change you into uppity. Same! My autocorrect does the same thing. Every time I type you, it goes, did you mean uppity? No? Those two words aren't even close. What? Do you know what uppity means? Uppity is like snobbish, like looking down their nose at you. They're uppity.
I'm not the kind of person who would lie about something as serious as this. The silhouette I saw was Max. I'm convinced of that.
It doesn't seem like he's jumping to any conclusions this time. Let's go over this again then. What makes you so sure that you saw Max that night?
There's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols.
What? Do you have an idea?
No, I just didn't want him to say uppy symbols.
Right. Trillo said the same thing. But if it was just the symbols, then even I could have been wearing them. What if someone had just taken Max's symbols and worn them?
I thought of that myself. But just looking at the shape of the face I saw, it must have been Max.
You're sure of that?
Such a silly little boy. He threw an entire case headlong into a trap.
I'm like, uppity, I don't even know who you are, right?
His silk hat, that black cloak, they were all there.
You're sure that is what you saw that night?
Exactly what I said I saw is exactly what I saw. I've got eyes like a hawk.
Don't birds have terrible night vision?
But that's not all I saw. His face was silhouetted, but there was no doubt that it was him.
Actually, not all birds have terrible night vision.
No?
Owls.
What?
Owls.
Owls. Yeah.
They
That's
have
true.
great night vision.
Uh-huh. That's true. You were able to see that kind of detail from your window.
There was a light. There was a light near the scene of the crime. Anyone with decent eyesight should have been able to see that much.
Out of curiosity, Mo, what is your eyesight like?
I can see like a hawk out of my left eye and an eagle out of my right eye.
Our records say his eyesight is a perfect 20/20.
Killed a mosquito.
Nice.
That must mean he could have seen the crime scene clearly.
The more we look into this matter, the more suspicious it becomes.
Hey, you asked me what my eyesight was like, not what it actually was. His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying.
No more walking buffet for you. Haha. I actually learned today, or last night rather, that mosquitoes are attracted to people who recently ate bananas.
That makes zero sense.
It's probably the potassium. I don't know. Something in a banana. If you eat it, they get attracted to you.
Can you push my hearing up?
So you didn't actually see what the criminal was holding.
That's correct. I've been curious to know what caused that loud noise. It must have been something incredibly hard.
Either a hormone that bananas give off of you when you eat them, or something about banana breath.
Maybe. I don't know.
Because mosquitoes track you by their breath, by your breath.
I thought they tracked you by the carbon dioxide that you like exhumed from your body.
No, they track you by your breath. You
Oh.
know, when you breathe out.
I never eat bananas. They like blood type O in warm body temperatures. Too bad they haven't found the murder weapon, I know for sure.
They claim it was a blunt object. At least it says so in the autopsy report.
With Trillo's testimony and now Moe's, it really seems like Max is the killer.
Nick, you gotta find a contradiction in this.
And they tend to sting more if you drink beer. Huh. That's not going to be enough.
What?
I have to prove that Moe saw someone other than Max that night. That's the only thing that will help. I've got to do it. Yeah, okay. Pretty sure I know the answer.
Then give me a hint. The poster? Nailed it!
You say you saw all of Max's uppity symbols.
I suppose so. The silk hat and the cloak, right?
Mo, everyone knows that Maximilian Galactica has 3 uppity symbols.
3 symbols.
Okay, everyone get ready. It's all together now.
Silk hat, cloak, white roses!
What the?
Who cares if he knew that there were 3 or not? He saw what he saw. And he saw the symbol. He just forgot to mention the one. Isn't that right, Mo?
Do you like pie? I love pie. 3.1415925.
Silence, fool. You are to respond with the truth, no fractions.
Order, order! Mo, you didn't see the roses, did you?
To be honest, there weren't any roses on the person I saw.
The crime scene was dark. It's obvious it was too dark to see that kind of detail.
But the witness said he was able to see the silhouette of the criminal's face. Not to mention that the roses are white. There's no way he could have missed them.
Then the roses must have fallen off when the defendant assaulted the victim.
If that was the case, then the police would have found them near the crime scene. Why do you know more than 2 digits after the dot of pi? Because I was a math nerd growing up. So I know that it's 3.141592573. Because the more digits you know, the more precise your measurements can be.
Mr. Wright, are these white roses truly material to the facts of this case?
Clearly not. Chance is toying with this card.
Boo. I got her on the ropes now. These seemingly insignificant facts have never failed to lead me to the truth yet. Someone is toying with the court, but it's not me. Your Honor, do you recall Trillo's testimony?
There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. How can you mistake someone with that crazy get-up and his nose stuck up so high? How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby 3-piece get-up?
Trillo saw them all. Trillo saw all 3 of Max's symbols. However, this witness claims there were no white roses on the person he saw. There's absolutely no doubt that this is a contradiction. I don't care, I just used the pi symbol on my calculator. Because I was a nerd, so I wanted to learn the digits of pi.
Now what am I supposed to think? One is supposed to disregard the pointless, but this...
Judge, forget the roses. Think about his other testimony. The witness has stated without a doubt that he saw Maximilian Galactica. Nothing else matters. Let's wrap this case up now.
Your Honor, it may be trivial, but it does cast doubt on the prosecution's case.
Frankly, I have my doubts about this witness. It seems that, unlike wine, the witness has not grown more mature with age.
I'm not mature.
I've come to a conclusion. I'm 99% certain that this witness saw the defendant. However, my remaining 1% of doubt is quite reasonable. Which means that for my peace of mind, I'm going to request a bit more testimony.
What?
If there are no contradictions in his next statement, I'm prepared to issue a ruling.
A ruling?
Jake, this is your last chance.
This is a lot part 2.
There's no doubt in my mind. There were no white roses that night. However, all the other symbols were there. I'm equally sure of that. Especially the silk hat. There's no way I could forget seeing the decorations on it. He was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene.
Mr. Wright, you've got one last chance of this.
Just one chance?
I'll not allow even the slightest hint of badgering against this witness. If you are going to prove to me there's a contradiction with Mr. Curls' statement, you'd better have at least a shred of evidence to back up your accusations.
I've only got a single shot at this. I've got to be careful.
Saving now.
I understand, Your Honor. One chance is all I will need. I remember this one. Yeah? I feel like I know the answer. Okay. So there's no doubt in my mind there was no white roses that night. However, all the other symbols were there. I'm equally sure of that. Especially the silk hat. There's no way I could forget seeing the decorations on it. He was wearing it the entire time he was on the scene. What evidence do we have to prove him wrong? On one of these. So he's talking about there were no white roses, but he saw him wearing the cloak and the hat. And he had the hat on the entire time that he was in the plaza.
Let me read the hat.
Made to order hat that is a symbol of Max's fabulousness, found at the crime scene.
Go to the part where he says he was wearing it the entire time. Okay. I really hope I'm right. Oh my god, I am!
This wouldn't happen to be the silk hat you saw that night, would it?
Nailed it!
Yep, that's it. That's the hat he was wearing that night.
No question in your mind.
Keep with me hearing me up.
Exactly how would one mistake a thing like that?
I see.
Is there some sort of problem, Mr. Wright?
Miss Von Karma, where exactly was the silk hat found?
Must you always ask these questions? It was found at a crime scene. Good crime scene. That means
The silk hat fell off at the crime scene. However, the witness clearly testified to the contrary. The witness stated that he was wearing it the entire time he was on the scene.
No, that's not true!
Order! 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 Mr. Curls!
Yes, Your Honor.
What is the meaning of all this? You are old enough to know better than to behave like this in court.
Hey, that's just not right. That's so harsh.
What's not right here is your eyesight and your memory, amongst other things.
What? Why are you being so mean to me? What did I do? Let me guess. You just didn't like my jokes or something, right? You didn't have to go and insult my eyesight or my memory. They're both great. Seriously, why? Just because you're sitting above me doesn't mean you are above me. No matter how old I get, I'll always be younger than you.
Enough of these childish outbursts, Mr. Curls. Who do you think you are?
I saw him. I swear I saw him. It was Max. Even if he didn't have his roses, he was still wearing his dumb silk hat. I'm telling the truth.
she turned into a bratty little kid.
It's pitiful, isn't it?
He left the scene wearing that dumb silk hat. He was there.
He left the scene.
What's the matter, Nick?
There's something I've been mulling over for a while now. Mo,
What do you want?
you just said that he left the scene. Exactly how did the murderer leave the scene of the crime?
What? He went... What do you mean, how did he leave the scene? You can't ask me that.
Mr. Phoenix Wright is badgering the witness, Your Honor.
This witness's testimony is so full of holes, Miss Von Karma's protest is useless.
You've got a point. Let's hear what the witness has to say on this matter. Is that all right with you, little guy?
Don't talk to me like I'm a little baby. Besides, what kind of stupid question is, how did he leave the crime scene? The answer's obvious. He just turned around and walked away.
That's what I expected you'd say. You sure that's how it happened?
Say what?
Huh? I'm not sure I know exactly where you're going with this. Lawyers nowadays sure do love to harp on the smallest things. Do you have any proof to counter his story as to how the criminal left the scene?
How do we prove it?
How do we prove that he didn't just turn and walk away? Do we prove it because we're an attorney?
No.
Do we prove it because we've got a cool stone?
No.
Do we prove it with the photo of the victim?
No.
You sounded less sure that time. Do we prove it because there's a hat?
No.
Do we prove it because Max got a raise?
No.
Do we prove it because Max has 3 symbols?
No.
Do we prove it because there was a broken bottle?
No.
Okay. Do we prove it because this is what the map looks like?
I don't know.
He didn't just turn and walk away because money is a monkey. He didn't just turn and walk away because there's a ring. He didn't just turn and walk away because Russell died. He didn't just turn and walk away because there's a box. He didn't just turn and walk away because there's pepper.
I don't know. It's a photo, isn't it?
Look at this picture. The problem with is the footprints in the snow.
Footprints?
In this photo, we can clearly see the footprints of the victim. However, where are the criminal's footprints? They aren't there. He just turned and walked away, huh? Where's his footprints?
Ay, 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 ay.
So Mo, exactly how did the criminal escape the scene? Your Honor, this witness has already proven that his testimony is completely unreliable. I move to strike all this witness's testimony from the court record. Did you have any trouble with this one, Sora?
I agree. This clown's testimony is as rickety as the clown car he came to court in.
Wait just a second.
He is bald!
To see.
Yeah! His hat flew off and he was bald underneath.
I didn't see it. Oh yeah.
You guys can't just ignore everything I've said. Fine, fine, I'll tell you the truth this time.
You wait a second. I think you said more than enough today. For today.
That didn't hurt. I'm sick and tired of listening to you anyways. I'll give you the real deal this time, I swear.
I don't know why, but I get the feeling things are gonna get worse before they get better.
Sora, if you remember this, how close are we to finishing the trial for today?
Mr. Lawrence Curls,
Yes?
the testimony you've provided up until now has been false.
It hasn't been false, I haven't lied, it's just
what?
I was a bit confused on the bit about the criminal leaving the scene. Especially since Von Karma and her whip told me not to talk about what I really saw.
Real close, I think? Okay.
Order! Order! I will have order! Franziska von Karma, how could you?
Curtsy.
Your Honor, if you have heard the truth from this witness, you have exactly the same opinion as I have.
What opinion is that?
It's not funny.
That's enough out of you. I'm going to listen to what he has to say. Now then, let's hear the truth about what you say you saw, Mr. Curls.
Ha! You're not gonna believe this, but it's all true, I tell you.
Try not to waste our time with your idiotic dribble.
Pretty sure it's done after this. Okay, cool. The truth.
Now it's time for our next segment, Mo Knows. Everything that I've said up until now has been the truth. When I looked out the window, the ringmaster was down and Max was standing above him. He wasn't wearing his white roses, but he was wearing this silk hat. That's when I saw he... This is the truth now, get ready for it. He flew! He jumped up and flew through the air. He flew right off and disappeared into the darkness. That's why there were no footprints. Flying people don't leave footprints. Curtsy.
I told you it wasn't funny. Do you believe me now?
Well, that was, how do you put this into words?
Maximum
Yep, we're trying to.
Maximum Galactica is a world-class magician. But to leave the scene of a crime by flying, there's no way that actually happened.
You're right.
Why is she right? You believe the other witnesses. Why won't you believe me? Especially since this is the best part of the story.
To be honest, this is the first time I've heard of a flying criminal. What do you think about this witness's testimony, Mr. Wright?
His eyes were playing tricks? He's telling the truth? Or this is all a dream, right?
What do you think?
I think he's telling the truth.
That mean Max was guilty.
Does it?
Everyone knows Max can fly.
Is he the only one who can fly, though?
That we know of.
What you just said was so strange, I don't think he would have made it up.
Which means that he's telling the truth?
That's what I think.
Can't wait. That means that Max actually is. Max actually is American.
Yikes, you're right. Ow! There it is. We have to get at least one in. Come on.
I know. Only a foolish-looking fool could be fooled by such a foolish fool's string. So ridiculous. Magic does not exist.
I suppose I will let you all in on my thinking regarding this matter. The criminal disappeared into the sky. I'd love to believe that, but I just can't wrap my head around how that could actually happen.
You imbecile.
If you disregard the need for proof, Ms. Von Karma's case is sound. However, I've got the feeling that this case is in dire need of more investigation. Thus, I will conclude today's proceedings at this point. It's an undisputed fact that the criminal left no footprints at the scene. Tomorrow, I want us to find out the reason behind this mystery of mysteries. I believe that's enough for today. Court is adjourned.
I am surprised we survived that.
December 29th, 2:33 p.m. District Court. Defendant lobby number 5.
Hey, sweeties, what in the world is going on?
That's what I want to know.
They say the criminal flew up into the air and disappeared.
Max, I can't believe I'm asking this, but you didn't fly that night, did you?
It gets bigger.
I knew you didn't mean to ask me such a fabulously stupid question.
I keep bringing up bad.
I can fly whenever I please. It's not that easy.
One like 2 weeks ago.
No.
But it looks so
Actually, no, he's
effortless
done
when
way
you
more than that.
for you on stage.
It's not that simple. I'm not actually flying on stage.
Oh, sorry. He's crying, so it's... I use invisible wires and have them hoist me through the air.
Mark it.
Wow.
Mark
You
it.
told me to take her to your magic.
That person looks very confused.
No, I broke the first rule, the cardinal rule, the only rule. I'm sorry, Max. We made you break a magician's crate to never reveal the secret to their tricks.
Dun dun dun.
Nick, what do we do now?
All we can do now is hope we find the flying criminal in court tomorrow.
Great idea. Let's do our best and catch this sucker.
There. To be continued.
Ah, perfect.
That's what we were waiting on.
It even says to be continued.
Yep.
Unless you want to get pee and poop on your microphone, you better
Hold on, I'm saving.
I don't care. Move your
Well, honey,
microphone.
don't say that when they're. She doesn't want the world to know that.
All right, saved.
Yeah, I'll wrap-
Outro.
Are they? No, they're not.
They're saving
We're
it.
wrapping it up.
Outro.
Yeah, outro.
Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Phoenix Wright. But I have to go. I have to go to. Dad wants me to try going to the clinic again, which I don't think is a good idea.
We'll find out.
And they need to quit when they need
But
to quit. Not keep
you,
running it
I
up.
know my father. He doesn't like to give up on stuff like this. So I have to go. So I hope to see you guys next time on Friday for some more Phoenix Wright. So
Being lazy 'cause
bye, guys.
Farewell, sweeties.